guys, welcome back to Music Messages Tarot. I hope you're all doing really well. This video is going to be for air signs who identify as part of the Twin Flame Collective. So it is going to be another Twin Flame reading, but specifically for my air signs, okay? I've already cleansed and shuffled the decks that we're going to be using, but I am going to cleanse our space one more time. So if you have headphones in, please be mindful of the sound. All right, I hope you're all doing really well. Before I pull any cards for what's going on with the DF and the DM connection today for my air signs, I just wanted to share some information that was coming through earlier. I did hear the names Derek, Brian, and Aphrodite as I was meditating and shuffling our first deck. Not sure if those connect to anyone. I was also receiving pretty heavy imagery around a DM. It looked like he was chained to something, like there was a chain tying him, kind of tethering his arm to something. And I took this very metaphorically. So I'm thinking someone's DM is feeling either literally tied to something like a contract, a relationship, a location. And I just heard the state name New York, so I'm not sure if that connects to someone. A job, something that is making him feel tethered and unable to move the connection forward with his DF. Also, I was getting a very heavy, like, comedic vibe from this particular DM energy. I saw him kind of remembering either private jokes that you might have with him or like little inside jokes or things that you used to discuss with him and kind of laughing to himself about that. Kind of got this image of a DM who kind of has this like little bit of a mischievous class clown type energy to him. So that might resonate with someone. I'm also just feeling Gemini energy very heavily right now. So I'm not sure if someone's DM is a Gemini, if you're a Gemini. We also do have Gemini season coming up pretty shortly. In a few weeks, so that might resonate with someone or a timeline that's important to someone's connection. All right, so we're just gonna get into it. Okay, we have wit. This definitely resonates with that kind of quick-witted comedic vibe that I was picking up on from someone's DM today. Someone's DM is extremely intelligent, but I was channeling that this intelligence is specific to his kind of brand of comedy or brand of like way that he interacts with the world in a very humorous way. This might be someone who's like a writer or maybe even does some kind of comedy for a living, because that's just the heavy energy that I was picking up. And maybe he has a very unique brand of comedy. It's kind of like a higher, it requires a little bit of a higher intellect. I'm getting like a very sarcastic kind of wry vibe to the type of comedy that this particular DM likes. And I feel like he sees you as someone who gets him, gets his humor, gets the way that he thinks, gets his wittiness. So that's going to be a very specific message for somebody, but for whoever I'm tapping into today in the collective, your DM is a very witty, intelligent person. Perhaps this might indicate that he's kind of scheming or thinking about ways to untether himself from whatever is holding him back from coming towards you. So this might speak to like a strategy that he's trying to use as well. We have memory, and this is a gorgeous card, by the way. I just love the artwork. I've actually included a couple of my Jasmine Beckett Griffith statues for my figurines for this reading today. Your DM is heavy in his thoughts about you right now, and he's having specific memories about things that you guys used to do together, things that you guys used to talk about with one another. Again, I am seeing some kind of private joke coming into your DM's mind, and I'm kind of watching him giggle about it, and I get a heavy sense that he appreciates the dynamic that you have with him, because he doesn't feel that everyone fully understands his thoughts, his feelings, or his brand of humor, okay? So he really appreciates that, you know, when he cracks a joke or when he says something that he finds amusing, DF, that you're one of the people in his life that really truly understands him, probably better than anyone else that he's ever met in his life, okay? So he's kind of having a memory of some kind of joke or amusing anecdote or moment that the two of you have shared together, and he's kind of laughing to himself about this from what I can see. This card literally just flew out. It says survival. Whatever your DM is feeling tethered to at the moment might be important to his survival, and that's why it's been difficult for him to break those metaphorical chains. This could also mean that in spite of the memories that your DM is having and the feelings that are coming up, he's a little bit too much in his defense mode, so he might be feeling a little bit defensive about fully revealing this information to you, or if he does communicate with you, I'm sensing that he might have more walls up than you had hoped. He might be more in this survivalistic type mode where he feels he still needs to defend himself from the depth of emotion that he may be feeling for you. And with this Wit card, I do get that he's thinking through his logical brain right now and not really fully allowing these deep emotions that he's having to come to the surface for you. And he's looking on as you're kind of going about your life, DF, and he's having a lot of jealousy, okay? So he's feeling a little bit possessive today. These readings are timeless, but this is just the energy I'm tapping into today. He's feeling jealous, possessive, wants to be more a part of your life and more a part of your world than he's been able to. Particularly if he is someone who is feeling like he's trapped or tied to something else that's going to be difficult for him to get out of. He's kind of working overtime right now trying to think through that. How do I get out of this in a way that still allows me to survive and thrive? I'm getting for a lot of them, it is a job or like a specific location they have to live in for their job. I did receive the state of New York before. I'm also hearing Colorado now and California. So maybe this person, maybe your DM needs to be in a specific location because he's bound by more practical parameters going on in his life right now. And this is leading to a lot of jealousy, okay? He's thinking about all these great times that you guys had together. I'm drawn to the colors on this card as well. I'm not sure why. So maybe this like orchid type pinkish purple is significant for someone. Possibly the color yellow, this mustardy kind of sunny, happy yellow might also be important for someone. That's just a side note. I'm drawn to the imagery on this card for some reason. Somebody might really like flowers or like floral designs. Maybe these are colors that you wear a lot or that your your DM might also like. And I'm also just getting that someone's eyes are really magnetic as well. So that might be you, that might be your DM. I think I'm getting for most of you that your DM feels like your eyes are really magnetic and they draw him in, okay, and like hypnotic almost. So somebody has really big, beautiful eyes, and you might also have a unique color to your eye. So it might be a color that maybe not a lot of other people have, like a gold color or like a vibrant turquoise blue or something like that. I'm just kind of drawn into her really unique eyes on this card, so that might connect to someone here. Back to what I was saying though, your DM is feeling really jealous right now and possessive over you because he feels bound to something that he can't quickly get out of, all right? He wants to come towards you, but he feels like it's not a practical move for him. And every time he kind of dismisses this and says, you know, I'm being foolish, I shouldn't even be thinking about this person anymore, I should just focus on the life that I've built for myself, that kind of backfires on him because he's feeling all kinds of jealousy and possessiveness and the desire to be in your world more than he currently is, all right? It's like he can't help but peek over the fence to see what you're up to because it's like a part of him just can't stand the feeling of not being connected to you in some way, okay? All right, we're going to pull a few cards from our Fairies Oracle deck. I always like to kind of theme some of our readings around the elements when I'm doing an element-specific video. All right, do some research. It says, you need more information about this situation. Look into it further before proceeding. I think that directly relates to your DM here. He might be actually doing some research on you right now, spying, kind of like Page of Swords type energy, where he might be looking at what you're doing online. With this wit energy coming from someone's DM, I'm getting that he's doing his research on you. You might need some more information about what's going on in your DM's world as well, but I'm getting that he wants to kind of see what you're up to, possibly your likes, your dislikes, things that are going on in your life, and he's trying to see how he could fit into this, into the life that you've kind of built for yourself, okay? But also, I get a stronger energy of him strategizing about how to change some of the things in his life to move closer to you. And in some cases, I think that's going to be a physical move closer to you. I'm getting a heavy, like, distance traveling kind of energy here for somebody's DM. Getting the name Jake, Jason, something along those lines. Spring, your desires fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. So that's right now, guys. Some of you are going to be moving into a time of communication or even union with your twin flame throughout the spring. I know we're kind of halfway through the spring season, but the flowers, where I am at least, are just starting to bloom now. So I think as the flowers are blooming, some of you will have this beautiful connection that's also beginning to bloom with your counterpart. So that's very exciting and beautiful energy here. And again, the flower imagery on this card, I think it kind of speaks to maybe someone's environment, someone who loves flowers, someone who might be your favorite colors. But I am just getting a very heavy floral vibe. Maybe someone loves a specific floral scent. I just heard the word orchid, so possibly someone loves orchids or lilies or possibly pansies as well. So that's going to connect to someone specific. Goodbye to the old, hello to the new. You finished one part of your life and now a new and even better part is beginning. So some of you are starting a new cycle as you reconnect with your twin flame, okay? Some of you are going to be coming out of maybe other relationships or just a karmic cycle that you're finishing up as you come into union with your counterpart. Okay, again, more floral imagery. Tulips might be significant to someone. Butterflies might be significant to someone. Roses might be significant to someone. Okay. And we have children. Your connection with children is part of your life's purpose. This might be fated for you and your counterpart. You may be fated to have children together. That message has come out a few times over the past few days, so that's significant for someone. You may already have children from another relationship, one or both of you, but for somebody in the collective, part of your mission here with your twin is going to be to conceive one or more children, okay? This might have to do with the work that you do with your twin as well. Maybe you're both teachers. Maybe you're both mentors. Maybe you do something with child care or child protection. But I do get a very heavy energy that some of you are going to be coming into a pregnancy when you do come into union with your twin, because that is part of what your souls agreed to as part of your contract for this incarnation, okay? Take that as it resonates. Again, we have rose imagery here. Someone might really like the color yellow because I see a lot of yellow on the table right now. Okay, now we're going to get some direct messages from the DM to the DF, okay? It's usually the direction I go because I feel like many people who listen to these types of videos tend to resonate with the label of Divine Feminine. Take it as it resonates, though. These are messages from the DM today. People don't believe in me. So we've been getting that kind of low self-esteem, down on himself kind of messages coming through in some of the more generalized twin flame readings. So air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Some of your DMs are feeling very, very down on themselves right now. And it could have to do with just his general feeling about himself. It could have to do with whatever he's feeling kind of chained to or tethered to, that he feels like he can't break free from these metaphorical chains that I keep seeing tied to someone's arm. I do think he's heavily strategizing right now and doing research and trying to figure out how to move things around in his life, okay? That's why I think this card came out. He's trying to research not just you. Some of them, I'm getting a very heavy obsession vibe from some of your DMs right now as well. That's where this jealousy is coming in. But he has to kind of strategize for his own survival, because it's not just something he can pick up and change for some of them. It's going to require a little maneuvering on his part to make it work. Life without you is hopeless, dark, and depressing. I miss your light. That one kind of speaks for itself, but you know, he sees you as this beacon of light. Some of them are actively dealing with a depression or like a dark night of the soul right now. And they envision you almost as this angelic celestial being in their life. And, you know, despite some of them trying to remain in denial and say that they don't need to be in contact with you, or they don't really need to have you in their lives, they feel drawn back to you the way a moth is drawn to a flame, okay? A lot of them just feel like this magnetic pull towards you right now. Of course, that's always there on some level energetically if you are dealing with a twin flame, but in recent months, your DM has been feeling this pull to an almost uncomfortable degree, all right? It's almost like they need to be in your energy right now, and they're really feeling that strain. So a lot of them are trying to figure out how to make this work with you in a more practical way. This love is crazy, not like anything many of them have ever experienced before. Why do I deserve someone like you? Again, that kind of low self-esteem, I'm not good enough energy coming through from your DM, but you know, eventually they're going to overcome that feeling. The emotions are just too strong. It's going to push them into this. For some of them, they're being pushed into a spiritual awakening, whether they like it or not. I'm getting from the energy from this particular DM or group of DMs, that witty, comedic, kind of intellectual energy. I'm just getting that this is someone who maybe isn't very spiritual or doesn't believe in soul connections, just tries to keep things more logical and on the surface. But it's kind of like they feel like conflicted within their own self, because they feel this undeniable pull to your soul that's coming from a part of them that maybe they don't recognize, or that they don't want to recognize fully. Don't treat me the way you do. I don't deserve it. I think this has to do with the jealousy that some of them are feeling right now. Like, even though they may have been the one who ghosted you or ran in the past, maybe they were the runner energy. It's almost like they're feeling a little resentment around the fact that maybe you've gone on with your life and maybe you didn't chase them or run after them and you're doing your own thing. So some of them are taking this a little bit personally. That's going to be for them to work out for sure, because it's kind of up to the DM at this point to rise to your level and make contact and do it in a way where he takes accountability for his part in this process. Yeah, so for a lot of you, that's just them kind of sulking, feeling down on themselves and feeling like they don't deserve this, even though a lot of times it's their actions that brought the separation on between the two of you, okay? And I'm better with my mind than my heart. Exactly what I was saying before. This is a very logical person. He's still thinking through his logical ego. That's the way he's more comfortable interpreting the things that go on in his life. But, you know, as I said in yesterday's twin flame reading, these DMs are coming to a point with their emotions where it's kind of like a tidal wave. I'm just going to use the same imagery that I was channeling into yesterday. It's a tidal wave of emotions that's trying to break free. They feel like something's wrong with them, almost. The fact that they keep going back to these memories and feelings for you. They can't interpret this in a rational way, so it's making a lot of them uncomfortable. But at the same time, some of them are allowing it to push them forward at this point. With the springtime card having come out, for some of you, you're going to be either receiving communication very shortly. It might not be in the way that you had thought or hoped, but I do see communication for a lot of you coming up. You know, I want to say maybe by the end of June for some of you. This person's jealousy, and, you know, not that that's necessarily a healthy emotion here, but this is a result of the intensity of emotion that's building in this DM, in your DMs, that is not being allowed to express itself. So it's just kind of, it's these really big intense emotions that are just kind of starting to stagnate and turn toxic, okay, because he's not acting on how he's feeling. For some of you, though, there is a practical component here that's going to play into things. So I think, like I said before, some maneuvering is going to be required. I think your DM is trying to figure out how to make this work with you right now in 3D terms, and I am getting a very heavy vibe that some of you have a large distance, geographical distance between you that needs to be bridged somehow, okay? That's what I have for you today, air signs. I hope that this resonated. If you can like, comment, and subscribe, it would really help our channel grow. Other than that, I'm wishing you peace and harmony, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.